Lepore, going back to the Leafs for a second, okay? This has been a big topic of conversation on social media. It's with Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
Okay. We've gone over this. He's 41 years old. He's playing 16 and a half minutes per game through the first 3 games. Lepore, the last 2 seasons in San Jose, he played 15 and a half minutes per game. So his ice time has raised a minute per game with the Leafs so far. He's on the first power play unit. He's on the top line with Matthews and Marner. What's going on here, Lepore?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like, I just don't get it. Like I mentioned before about like me not being like a quote unquote hockey guy, like hockey man, as they say. But when I think of a line, and we touched on this last week, I'd like to think and hope that when you have a line of 3 guys, there's something that each guy on the line can do better than the other 2. And when I look at a line that has Marner, Thornton, and Auston Matthews, what does Thornton do better than Matthews and Marner? I don't know. Like you touched on Hyman before. You put Hyman on that line, we know exactly what Hyman's role is on that line. We know he's going to do the dirty work. He's going to go in front of the net. He's going to be an energy guy. With Thornton, I put my hands up in the air and I'm just like, I don't know. And again, like I can't see it lasting. I can't, but I mean, weird things happen with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like you mentioned before that you don't see it, but do you have any perspective on what they're trying to accomplish with that? Like, do you think in Sheldon Keefe's brain, he thinks this is a thing?
I can't see this lasting at all. And I don't understand Keefe's mindset continuing to do this. And I know we're only 3 games into the season, but I would like to believe, okay, in terms of everything that Sheldon Keefe has accomplished in his coaching career, he's a smart guy. He's won everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
I can't possibly see him thinking that this is going to work long term. Because listen, I don't want people to get all pissed off, because I know Thornton scored in the Leafs 3-2 win over the Senators. It was a nice drop pass from Marner. That was great. They were smiling. Everything looked great. But that chemistry is still off to me. And maybe because it's the lack of training camp and preseason games, but I'm watching Thornton out there and I'm just seeing some of the little plays they're making in the offensive zone, Lepore, and they're just not on the same page.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big reason why that line, they had, Matthews and Marner had 1 assist in the first 2 games each. That was it. And I know they broke out in game 3 and things were good, but I'm not seeing the chemistry with that line, and I'm not seeing how Thornton is working into that equation. I just don't see it, because listen, Thornton still has the IQ and he still has the playmaking ability and he could still contribute. But to me, for example, I look at a guy like Jason Spezza. I'm sorry, tell me if I'm wrong, but what can Spezza do better than Joe Thornton? And I'm not saying that Spezza should be on the first line, but why is Thornton there? Thornton should be in a bottom 6 role.
Yeah.
Like, enough with the shenanigans. And sure, maybe the chemistry is going to get better as the season goes on here, but I think that this should just end immediately. I think you just throw Hyman back on that top line and you call it a day, and you put Thornton in a bottom 6 role. I don't care who he plays with. I think that would be a lot better for this Leafs team moving forward.
Yeah, you touched on before the Leafs' abilities 3-on-3. So you have Marner and Matthews, who you'd throw out there, total no-brainer, would be elite 3-on-3 players. And to sum this all up, they're playing with a player who you wouldn't dare throw out there 3-on-3. Like, to me, I just look at that and put my hands up again and say, what is the point of this? Or again, like a guy like a Hyman or a VC, that type of player, or even if they want to go full balls out and go Tavares, Marner, Matthews. Again, we'd get it. We'd understand. But with this, I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Maple Leafs fans are confused very often, but like add this one to the list.
And that's the thing. It's confusion. It's confusion, because it's like you would hope that Sheldon Keefe doesn't actually think that this is working and that this is a good thing.
This
right?
this would be a Babcock thing now that we're talking about it.
you
Yeah,
nailed
this
it.
would be like,
this
well,
is
he must
literally-
know, must be thinking something that none of us understand. But okay, Babs.
this is something Mike Babcock would do, and it would cause Leafs Twitter to just lose their damn mind.
Leafs Twitter misses
Leafs Twitter
Babcock.
has lost its damn mind to a certain extent through 3 games. But yeah, if this continues, I just can't see it being. It's not optimal, and that's all it comes down to. This is not the optimal first line of this Leafs team. And yeah, I mean, I don't see it. And again, maybe it'll get better if he continues to experiment with this, but I just don't think he fits in. And I think the Leafs should probably demote him sooner rather than later.
Yeah.